Hello everybody, my name is Revenation and welcome to another episode of It's Time to Play Kerbal Space Program. Okay, now I've actually been playing this game for a while. I'm actually one massive fan. I kill a lot of time playing this game. It's basically one of the best sandbox games I have ever played. The name should basically explain quite a bit. You are these little Kerbals and you have your own space program. You have to build your own spaceship, you have to find your new technologies, and you have to explore the final frontier, which is space. And this game was actually done very well done. A lot of effort went into creating this game, and obviously everything surrounding it. Now, one piece of bad news is this game is not free. You actually do have to pay a little bit on Steam to get this game, but it's really worth it. Now, I'm gonna start a new game, but as you can see, here are training and scenarios. I do suggest if you guys do get this game, you might want to do those just so that you can have a basic understanding. Otherwise, it's gonna be way too complicated. And like I said, we're gonna do a simple sandbox game, Revenation, and select the flag over here. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with NASA. Okay, accept. And then I'm just going to change the difficulty over here to easy. Yes, don't judge me, it's just so that we can have a bit of fun, so you can watch everything blow up. Okay, so like I said, I have put quite a bit of time into this game, so I basically understand how everything works. I know how to get into orbit, and that's basically all we're going to do in this episode. We're just going to get a rocket into orbit around our planet, around Kerbal, not Earth, Kerbal. Okay, so these are all the different facilities we have. Vehicle assemble building, we've got the tracking station, we've got everything on all those buildings, and here we go. Okay, so these are all the different kind of cockpits you get. This is everything that comes with it, and that's basically the layout. Okay, so first thing we need to do is have a look at a cockpit. So we are, like I said, we're going to be going into space, so we're going to be just exploring for a bit. So the different capsules you get. Okay, this is the PPD-12. Only sits one. No, I think I want more than one. Okay, let's go with the MK1.2. Now this obviously seats 3, there's quite a bit of space, and it looks a lot like the capsules that gets used. And the nice thing is there's no limitations on this game at all. If you want to slap parts together, make it look totally wrong, and the kind of design that in real life would never work, you could actually get it to work in this one. Like I said, one of the better sandbox games that I have ever played. And the nice thing is, if you don't want to build the most proper rocket ships and come up with crazy designs and see how many times they fail, then by all means go for it, have some fun. Okay, so this that I put at the bottom here is basically just a control system. It basically allows me just to control the spaceship a little bit better when it's in space. And then obviously fuel tanks, because we're not going to get into space by hopes and prayers. We need propulsion. Okay, so we're going to put one of these massive thing. It holds me like 3,000 tons of fuel. Only problem is if you use that tank alone, it burns out. But the engines burn out. But I forgot something. Okay, I am looking for. I think it's part of structural. Haha, this is what I'm looking for. This is basically to jettison everything when I'm re-entering and I need to just be my capsule. Then that basically will jettison the last fuel tank. Okay, so move this up a little bit, we can get more space underneath it. Okay, so we've got that. Now, next stage. Not one of those, it's too small. Big boy. Okay, we're just adding more fuel to the bottom because obviously trying to get out of orbit, breaking the Earth's gravity, for fighting against the Earth's gravity, breaking the atmosphere, you will be burning up a lot of fuel. Obviously because this thing is going to be pretty heavy. Okay, but I want to separate these two stages. I want to put a small little engine. Okay, that's got 1,500 thrust, that's too big. I want to put a small engine like this underneath, and then put the fuel tanks underneath that. First put in a jettison pod, because then it automatically encases it, and then you got your next stage. So basically what will happen is, once I jettison that other part on top will also fall off, exposing the other engine so that we can use that. Okay, so now engine has got 1,500 thrust. Okay, so none of this will be used at all. This entire stage, everything you see in front of you will not be used until we get into space, or until we at least broken orbit, or broken atmosphere into orbit. Okay, so stage 1 complete. This is the basic cylindrical style rocket that we have. So just change the layout over here. Let's add 4 sections, and we add these. Now these will obviously allow you to jettison any parts that you have on the side, so your spaceship doesn't end up flying into them. Where's that damn thing? Okay, there it is. Okay, so as you can see, we're putting 4 tanks of those on the side. Now obviously this adds a lot of weight, so that one little engine that I've got at the bottom is never going to be enough. As you can see, I'm also putting additional fuel tanks on top. Okay, so now we put these adapters on. Now I don't know why, but these adapters are the only ones that you cannot lay out 4 at a time. You actually have to lay them out one by one. Don't know why. It's beyond me, but hey. Okay, now these adapters, obviously as you can see, thickens out at the bottom. This is not the rocket itself, this is just the adapter. This basically allows for our biggest rocket to be slapped onto the bottom, which is this thing that creates 2,500 cubic meters of thrust. I mean, this is a beast, and this is what is going to be used to get me off the launching pad and hopefully into space. Okay, so as you can see, all 4 of them are on. We've got our tanks on top. Okay, so as you can see, it's actually starting to take shape. It's actually starting to look a little bit like like a spaceship, well, rocket. Okay, so now we need fuel lines. Now this obviously is just going to connect the top and the bottom. Alright, I did something wrong. I did it wrong. Delete. Okay, all 4. Come on. Okay, so this is basically going to be connecting the top fuel tanks to the bottom fuel tanks to ensure that fuel will flow through all 3 tanks, hopefully giving us more fuel. What's happened over here? Oh, oh man. What the hell then? Come on. Work. Oh, that's not working. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, it's good. We're gonna forget about that. Let's put these nose cones on. Obviously a little bit of aerodynamics. And then the last thing I want to do is, obviously when we re-enter back into our Earth's atmosphere and we get close to the ground, we're going to want to stop somehow. So, parachutes. Okay, so 1 on top and then 4 on the sides, just to ensure that we stop and we don't crash to our deaths. Okay, now I'm not putting any science things on this at all for researching in space and opening up solar panels. I'm not putting any of that on this. This is solely for us to orbit the planet like twice and then come back to ground. Okay, so that looks like it is everything. Last thing left to do is obviously put up the stand so that the spaceship can actually be sturdy when we take off. So yeah, I think that is it. Just move that stage in there. These are obviously the stages that everything will be firing off in. Every time you press spacebar, the next stage kicks in. So everything looks fine. That rocket goes in there. And like I said, if you guys go through the training and the scenarios, it'll teach you how to do everything properly, how to go through the correct stages, and what does what. I'm not going to be doing all that today because I want to start flying and blow shit up. Okay, so let's rename our aircraft to Revan Nation 1. Okay, so let's see how successful this thing is going to be. Launch. Okay, problem. I can already see. Oh, this is gonna be a failure. Full thrust and execute. Yep, failure. Oh my god. Well, that didn't work. I know exactly what I forgot to do. Clever. Okay, I forgot to put in structural supports between all these rockets so that it doesn't do exactly that, because obviously there's so much thrust at the bottom and it's all converging towards that one point on top that everything, as you can see, just like leans inwards. Okay, so these structural supports, they don't need to be laid out in any specific pattern, they don't exactly even have to be neat. It's a nice thing about this. Plant one over here just so it connects to the pod, and then one at the bottom. Okay, so this will prevent it from doing what it did now and blew up. So let's take 2. Revelation 2. Launch. Okay, we are back. And as you can see, this time it's a lot more secure as well. So full thrust and execute. Okay, as you can see, we are in one piece. We are, okay, put on the RCS and the SAS. Those are basically just guidance systems to make sure that I stay on track. Now as you can see, this is the space view. That is me coming up on the ground over there. I'll give you guys, explain what that was about. No. Okay, so as you can see, I've set it up that the bottom fuel tank is not using fuel at all. It's running out through the top, allowing the bigger fuel tank to only burn a little bit later. I mean, as you can see, I'm only 4,000 meters above the surface and I've already burned through 3/4 of the fuel. So, you need quite a bit of fuel to get you into orbit. But as you can see, I'm now traveling at 257 or 270 meters a second. Okay, so we're at 8,000 meters now. Roughly at about 10,000, 11,000 meters, you're going to want to start turning to start getting your apex a little bit better so you can start orbiting. Okay, so we lean a little bit to the side. We're at 14,000 meters. Fuel is almost out. 18,000 meters. 19. Okay, so as you can see, that line that's extending so quickly, that is the part that you want to try and wrap around the planet. That is basically your trajectory, where you are going, and that's what you want to wrap around the planet to ensure that you're going to be orbiting. Because if I had to leave it now, I'd just follow that line and then crash into the planet on the other side. Which is not what I want to do. Okay, so this stage is almost complete. All the fuel's almost gone. Jettison and kick in next stage. There we go. So I am traveling at 1,600 meters a second. I am at 51,000 meters. We can kick back on the thrust a little bit. I don't need so much. And there we go. As you can see, the apex is starting to get a lot bigger. Now I can actually turn this flat on its side. And then the space music kicks in, telling you you're in space. The peacefulness, the calm of space. Okay, so we are at 95 kilometers above the surface, and our apex is still extending out a little bit. Okay, so let's kick it in a little bit more, get it extended a little bit more. Full speed. Okay, I think we're getting close to the point where we can kill just a little bit further. Okay, and totally kill the power. Okay, so now what we do is we're just gonna speed up time so that we are on the apex. further. Okay, so we're on the apex. Now we are the highest point we could possibly be above the planet on our current apex. So now what you do is you just adjust it so that you're back onto that yellow marker. There's the planet. It's so pretty. Okay, so now you just adjust this so you're back on the yellow marker, and then you engage the thrusters again, and that will start extending the apex in the other direction. Okay, so there we go. Just a little bit tweaking and fire. Now as you can see, the apex will start to grow. Let's go full thrust. So you want to try and get it even so that both sides are roughly at the same height, the same distance away from the planet. As you can see, this is 387,000 meters. That one is only 35,000. So we just got to keep pushing it. 387, 190, 250. Then we can start cutting back a little bit and kick it. Okay, there we go. We are in orbit around Kerbal. Yay! Give ourselves a round of applause. We are 384,000 meters above the planet. We are traveling at 1,885 meters a second. So yeah, we're going pretty damn fast. And there you are. That is your spaceship, well, that is your rocket in space, orbiting the planet. It's very simple to get there. I think the most important fact is just designing the right kind of ship to make sure that you get that you have enough stages, obviously, to get yourself into space, but also so that you have enough left to get yourself back on the planet's surface. So pretty, so peaceful. Like, this is one thing I would love to do, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen in my life, but I would love to go to space. Okay, so here we go. As we can see, I'm now a little man, my little Kerbal EVA. Here we go. I am out of my spaceship. There she is. And I'm floating on in space. And look at the pure joy on this guy's face. He's like, space! I'm in space! Oh, this little man is enjoying this too much. Okay, but I don't have any lights on this because I haven't put on half of the utilities that you get, such as the solar panels, the radio, the antenna, the receivers, the lights. I haven't put any of that on. So I'll go back into my spaceship. So I don't want to lose it in the darkness. Like I said, I have killed so much time with this game. I have gone to the moon. The furthest planet I've gone to is Mars, and I've actually landed and put a rover on Mars, which is awesome. Okay, but now we want to go back. So what you do now is you basically fast travel all the way around until you are one of the apexes again. Stop. Okay, now remember that yellow little target that we were following to obviously make that trajectory bigger, to extend your orbit and make it wider around the planet. Now all you have to do now is basically you have to just turn your spaceship until it is onto that green point over there. Okay, so once you're on that, so that basically means you are now going against orbit. You're decreasing your speed, and the Earth's gravity is going to start pulling you back in towards it, making the orbit smaller until eventually you can land. Okay, so what you do now is, wait, am I facing the right way? Yes, I am. Okay, so I ran out of fuel in that one, so jettison it, and kick in the next stage. Okay. Okay, that was not supposed to happen, but it did. Okay, so now basically all you're going to see is apex and full thrust. And as you can see, half thrust, but as you can see, it's starting to become smaller. 100,000, 170,000, 150, 20. Now you know what, let's get it under 100,000. Okay, there we go. So now you're 91,000, that side is 91,000 meters above the Earth's surface. So you basically just fast forward time again, until you're on the other side, and then you do exactly the same to try and bring in that other side. Okay, as you can see, there's the planet. It's so pretty. So as you can see, you turn around and you make the orbit smaller by fighting against or flying against the orbit of the planet. So pretty. Every time I play this game, I just okay, so kicking thrust again. Go back to this planet and you'll see the other side starts coming down. Now this one we are not going to stop at the same level. This one we are just going to keep decreasing until such a point that we have a plot on the planet that we actually want to land at. And here to my right it looks like Africa. China and South Africa, my hometown. Obviously it's not Earth, does not exactly look the same, but it's got the same little corner there as what Africa does. Okay, so now all you do is you just keep flying in the same direction, making that axis smaller, as you can see. You turn it so you can see the planet, and there we go. As you can see, that blue part is now intersecting intersecting with the planet. And almost there. Okay, so that's over land. So now, let's wait for a little bit more. I think it's enough here. Okay, kick back on the power, and now you let gravity do the rest. So we're going to be landing somewhere in that direction, somewhere on that land. We're at 86,000 meters and we are falling fast. Okay, so let's just speed this up a little bit. Okay, the music has stopped because you're not in space anymore. The music is only there when you're in space. Okay, so let's speed this up a little bit more. Okay, sorry about the silence over there. I know there's no music now, but hey. Okay, so what we can actually do now is, because we're not going to be using this rocket anymore, we can actually jettison it. Okay, so get rid of that rocket, so it's just a little capsule that's left. Okay, as you can see, we're entering the Earth's atmosphere. Ooh, that was not supposed to happen. Oh, neither was that. Okay, I got my staging wrong there. I know what I did wrong. Okay, so we are going to come... Okay, so as you can see, it's not exactly 100% realistic. Those would have torn off at this speed. I mean, 800 meters a second. Those would have torn off. Okay, so basically now that's all that happens is you parachutes out, you slow down a little bit, enter the atmosphere until you're safely on the ground. As you can see, the surface speed it's decreasing the whole time because of the drag that the parachutes are creating. You want to try and get it to below 10 meters a second. At least that way you know that you're going to be safe on the ground, and that's why I always put on so many parachutes, because one parachute alone maybe decreases at about to 20 to 30 meters a second, and that for my liking comes in a little bit too fast. But as you can see, I haven't put any landing gear or landing legs or anything like that onto the spacecraft, so I'm going to be landing purely on the belly of this thing. So I want to come in as slow as possible to minimize as much damage as possible. I mean, if you can see my Kerbals, one guy's enjoying it, other guy's kind of confused, the other guy is shitting himself. Okay, so one has opened up and you see it's only 25 meters a second. That's what it slowed down to. So we had 3,000 meters, so 3 kilometers. This could take a while. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward this, just so that you guys don't have to watch this tedious thing going in. Okay, sorry about the little shaking over there. I've got it on fast forward and I'm trying to manipulate smaller movements, but that does not work. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, 6.8 meters a second, well under 10. Oh, wait, sorry. 6.7 meters a second, well under 10. We are coming in at awesome speed, and we should touch down safely in T-3. No, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Half, quarter, and touchdown. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Our Kerbals are safe on the planet again. Okay, so let's get one guy out of the cockpit, get him on the ground, and start waddling around. So I'm spitting all over the place here. Okay, how do I extend my flag? Where's my flag? Flag? Okay, no, I can't remember how to extend the flag. What's that? No! How do I extend the flag? Wait. Do I click on my guy? Yes. Plant flag. NASA. Okay, site name. Revan. Plague text. So when he reads it, dangerous. Oh. Did I spell that right? Ah, screw it. Danger to us all. There we go. Okay, so now if somebody goes to the blog and they read it, they will read danger to us all. And there we go, everybody. That is Kerbal Space program. We have made it into space. We have orbited our planet, and we have made it back down to the ground safely. So you guys can understand why I love this game so much and why I spend so much time actually in this program. So you know what, if you guys want to buy it, by all means go. It's really worth it. Have some fun with it. And like always, if you guys want to see more videos than what I have done, click on the annotations, and then I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. Hello everybody, my name is Revan.